Hey guys, welcome back. I have a question for you. Fate or luck? So as most of you know, that cooler just turned on. Hopefully that's not too loud. A year and a half ago, I had a transmission go out on my Ford Transit Connect camper van conversion, and I ended up having to put a brand new transmission in it in Rock Springs, Wyoming. That's been a year and a half, and I've driven just over 7,000 miles since then on the brand new transmission. And it was a brand new transmission, not rebuilt. It was brand new from Ford, and Ford had installed it. Thank goodness I have a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty on it, because I was driving it the other day, just going up to the gas station, and on my way back, it seemed like it tried to shift, but it didn't go into gear. It went into like a neutral. So I had to move the shifter knob and then bring it back up to drive, and then it came into gear just fine. Oh, I don't know. If it's not one thing, it's the other. So I'm wondering, put it in the comments below what you think. Fate or luck? In this case, bad fate and bad luck, I guess, right? Anyway, so I'm dealing with that. We're about 3 weeks away from our trip back home, of course, so I've got time to get it dealt with. Called the dealership this morning and set up an appointment. I'll be taking it in next week. And I'll find out the answer to the big question. I need to have somebody, I've done it and I didn't think I smelt anything burnt, but I'll have my wife check it too. Here's a tip for you. Pull your transmission stick out so you got transmission fluid on it right out of the transmission, and smell the fluid. It should not smell burnt, and it should not be dark. It should be clear. Mine is kind of a red color, and it's been that way since I got it, which it's only got 7,000 miles on it. But no burnt smell to it. If it's burnt, probably burnt up the transmission. I don't think that's the problem with mine right now. My gut feeling is I think there's some shifter solenoids on that transmission, and they tell it when to shift based on RPMs, or they tell it where to shift from and shift to. I'm hoping that it's just an adjustment. But oh boy, I don't know. And that transmission wasn't cheap. It was expensive. That's just what you get when you got vehicles, right? Vehicle ownership. I've been real ginger and gentle on that van since I had that new transmission put in it. So I doubt very seriously that the transmission is ruined. I just have a gut feeling it's got something to do with the shift mechanisms, and hopefully there's some adjustments, or maybe it's a computer thing. Honestly, guys, I don't know. I do know that there's a little button on the shifter knob that you can push, and it'll take it out of overdrive. Push it again, and it'll allow it to go into overdrive. And when I'm going up hills, there's no hills around here in town. I haven't been in any hills for 6 months since I drove out here. If you're going up a mountain pass or a hill or something like that, and the transmission wants to downshift out of overdrive, you should hit that button and take it out of overdrive, so that it's not constantly switching back and forth between overdrive and drive, because that constant shifting will heat up the transmission fluid, and ultimately that's what ruins your transmission. Is the fluid gets burnt, it can no longer do its job as a lubricant, and it burns up the transmission, or the bands, I believe, the bands in the transmission. So if you have a Ford Transit Connect, they're notorious for transmission problems. Make sure that you're not letting that thing shift up and down all the time. Or if you're driving into a strong headwind, it'll be wanting to downshift out of overdrive and then back into overdrive if the wind dies down a little bit. That constant shifting back and forth. Some vehicles you cannot pull the transmissions. They don't even have a stick. They just have a cap that says take it to the dealer and have them look at it, which I don't like those, but a lot of new cars today are built that way. If you have the stick, the actual dipstick to check the transmission fluid. Pull it out and smell it, see if it smells burnt. Hopefully you don't have burnt transmission fluid because your transmission's not too far from being gone. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Fate or luck? I'll keep you posted, and we'll see you guys on the next one.